Breck Create wants locals to get their hands dirty with new improved community classes. Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News. First, love it or hate it, this week's snowfall dropped upwards of 2 feet across Summit County, led by areas on the Continental Divide like Loveland with 26 inches since Sunday. Snowpack across the state remains above average for early May at 125% of peak locally and up to 165% of peak in southern Colorado. Most river basins are up 10 to 15% since Monday, and that's a blessing for dry Colorado. Forecaster Joel Gratz with Open Snow.
It's Colorado. We're a generally arid state, and we'll take all the precipitation that we can get.
Denver Water warns of river safety as runoff peaks in coming weeks. Keep kids and pets away from waterways and inlets like those on Dillon Reservoir at the Blue River and 10 Mile Creek. You've been telling Breckenridge Creative Arts you want more workshops, seminars, and locals programs, and Breck Create listened.
We reshaped a lot of the campus curriculum to be around, utilitarian projects, woodworking, welding. People want to get their hands dirty with ceramics and glass blowing and that type of thing.
That was Rob Wolf with Breck Create. The nonprofit has a budget of $3 million this year, funded almost completely by the town, and a recent independent evaluation found officials could use it better for local programs, something Wolf and staff are ready to do.
One of the big messages in the report was taking a look at shifting into a real community focus, right? So that BCA really isn't in the place of driving tourism, but how can we add value to sort of these issues of community livability?
Wolf says flagship events like WAVE and the Breckenridge International Festival of the Arts are not disappearing, but tells locals to watch for more community programs this summer and into the fall. Meanwhile, behind the ice rink in Breckenridge, Isak Heartstone has a new home. Crews are installing the Breckenridge Troll now. Stay tuned for details. Opioid addiction and prescription drug abuse are part of a national crisis, but what is the biggest drug concern here locally?
The increase of all drug use since the legalization of pot. I know in the Denver metro area and even up here, they're seeing harder drugs like coke, meth, heroin, fentanyls popping in here and there.
That was Lynn Reamer, a former DEA agent and founder of Act on Drugs, a Denver-based nonprofit that educates parents on signs of drug use and students on the pitfalls of abuse.
The drugs today are obviously glamorized all over the internet, and kids are misinformed about it, so we're going to give them scientific, factual information of the indicators of someone on drugs and then how they disguise it.
Reamer was in Summit last week with her spin on the old This Is Your Brain on Drugs campaign.
We talked about the brain, vaping, and marijuana, and how it affects the brain, the science around it, and making good decisions, and when you don't, the consequences that you get.
Reamer says vaping is a new concern because vape pens and cartridges can be modified for almost any drug, including meth and prescription pills. New property values are in the mail today, showing estimated property taxes and double-digit increases since 2017. Summit Assessor uses 3 factors to set taxes: the property's assessed value, local mill levies, and statewide laws like the Gallagher Amendment. So what is to blame for soaring values and tax rates? Assessor Frank Selico says it's the red-hot real estate market, not laws like Gallagher. You might also see a bump from Measure 1A. That raised taxes $2.83 per $100,000 of value. Reassessment is open to appeal. Contact the assessor's office with questions. In sports, the Rockies face the Brewers again today. First pitch is 5:40, and the Nuggets try for a 2-game lead over the Trailblazers. Tip-off is 7 p.m. on TNT. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, Summit High girls lacrosse lost by a point to Eagle Valley yesterday, 12-11. Today, girls soccer plays Colorado Springs Christian away. A varsity baseball doubleheader in Steamboat Springs has been postponed. Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News.